Good morning. This is Sherri at the Rustic South. Welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you how I made some houses that I was inspired by Pottery Barn when I was looking on there a few weeks ago. I didn't like the price, so I thought I would try to make it economical. And I used some cardboard, stuff I had laying around the house. A lot of us get, packages all the time, things delivered, So I thought I would try to use up some of that stuff if we could. So if you got some cardboard, or if you think of another way to make it, or if you would rather paint it a different color, go for it, make it your own. I made them white. Normally I like to do stuff in a primitive style, but this time I left them white. I did make the roofs look a little metal, like metal, or rustic metal. So whatever your style is, you can always change up the color. I did provide you with sizes for the houses that I made, and I'll also give you a picture of the inspiration that I saw on the internet from Pottery Barn. And so grab yourself a cup of coffee. Let's get started. Have some fun. Here I'm going to show you the pattern I made for the tall, thin house out of brown craft paper or construction paper. This house measures 3 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall at the roof peak point. Here I'm going to show you, I'm just tracing it onto the cardboard so that we can cut it out using a ruler to help make straight lines. Straight lines are always a good thing when you're cutting cardboard, right, or anything, any crafting. Now that you have your two front panels cut out, you can do your side panels, which are also going to be 3 inches wide and 7 inches tall. So now we have the front and back of the house cut out and the two sides. So now I'm just going to estimate where I would like to put windows, doors, looking back at the inspiration. Now that we have the doors and windows cut out, we can get out the finger sander and use it to smooth out any rough areas that might still be around. And I'm showing you that I used the orbital sander to fit on the back of my finger sander because I didn't have any more of those. Now we have all the sides cut out, windows and doors cut out on the sides that we want. Now we're going to cut the roof out using the same cardboard. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen this technique with other crafters where you can take the cardboard and rip off the paper, the brown paper from either side. Well, if you want the corrugation, the ripple up on the corrugation, then you need to obviously do it on the side that the corrugation will be going up on. So the best thing you can do is you can wet it with a spray bottle and it will peel off nicely. You could also cut it as you see me there, which is kind of a time consuming and it doesn't make for big pieces when you tear it. But you could also make those perforations and then spray it with a water bottle. It will help you to pull it off as well. But then you have to wait for either the cardboard to dry to paint it, or you can get out the infamous hair dryer. There you see me spraying it with water. You can get out the infamous hair dryer and then blow dry it. Here I'm showing you that I was successful in getting it off. And now you can still see that it's slightly damp in places that I sprayed it with water. So we can let it dry, go take a break, have some more coffee, get a snack or something, and then come back shortly and paint it. So here you see me trimming the sides of the house so that it sits more flush with the front of the house. And now I'm going to put a bead of glue down the side after I get another glue stick, of course, because, you know, you go through glue like crazy. So, yes, you're going to glue all 4 of your sides together. This would be a great time to get your speed square, if you have one, to help you ensure that the sides are going to be square and not wonky. You know, nobody likes a wonky house. So if you have one, it'd be great. I happen to not have one, so it worked out. It worked out fine. But if you do, you could grab it here for some assistance. So once you have your 3 sides on, I'm going to add in a little extra glue on the inside for some more support, because it is just cardboard and glue, but it'll at least work out for one season. So now we'll get the 4th side on and be done with the bottom portion of the house. And you can see right there on the cardboard, in one section there is a stain because that was a pizza box. So there was a stain on there, but the chalk paint that I used covered it up. You would never know that it was actually there. So it really worked out fine. This is actually a lid from the pizza box. I threw away the bottom part. Now let's get the house, bring it back in after we've glued it all together. We need to paint the house and see how the roof fits on the house. So there it is prior to painting it. There's the back, and the roof looks like it's going to fit pretty good. Now you can also paint the bottom side of the cardboard if you think it's going to be seen by anybody, which I think I do. Go back and paint it just in case, it happens to fall over or what have you. So you can paint it. Also can make it, if you're going to put lights in it, if you painted white, it's going to brighten it up so that at nighttime it'll show up better through the little windows when the inside is painted white. Now I'm showing you the paint that I used for painting the house and the roof, and it's by Behr Paint. It's their chalk paint, just in the white base color. You get it at any of your, big box home improvement stores. So I keep that handy. I like it because it's good coverage. You guys know about chalk paint. You've heard all of us talk about it before. So I like to use that to cover up cardboard. How do you like my tools for opening my paint cans? Right? I mean, we've all been there, done that, can't find it at the right time, right? So we use what we got on hand. But anyway, so there's the white chalk paint. So let's paint the exterior of the house using the chalk paint. What I like to do on these little houses, on the windows, and on the edges, you could also, when you glue it, you don't necessarily always want to see the corrugation. You want it to be smooth. So what I like to do is paint the house a couple of times, and then on your openings, like your windows and doors, you can go and fill your paintbrush up with more paint and then kind of, you know, put it on the edge to make it look like maybe snow, or at least it's covering up the edge of the corrugation, right? So it looks kind of like maybe snow has gathered there, or it's just to help disguise it. But I think it gives it a cute look when it's looks more finished, I guess you could say, on the windows and doors. When you put a little extra inside or on along the edge of the house, it helps to disguise the cardboard. Let's talk about the roof now. Now that it's dry, we need to paint it a little bit. You have to do full coverage if you don't want it. It's of course up to you. Again, you don't have to use white as the color. You could make them gingerbread houses. You could make them black or dark brown if you're into primitive or farmhouse country or vintage. So put as much or as little paint as you'd like on the roof and on the house. It would even be cute to, you know, sand maybe painted areas of the house and the roof to give it that more aged appearance. So now after I've got it dried with the hair dryer, I'm going to show you the paints that I use. This is the gray metallic by Crafter's Collection at Hobby Lobby. It's called Charcoal Gray. And then this one is a metallic by FolkArt, Chocolate Brown, also from Hobby Lobby. So what I do is I just put a little bit out on, you know, some cardboard or something, or an old lid. I keep old containers from little things that we get food in, you know, to use for squirting paint out in. Anyway, so let's get out some paint, and now we're going to brush some of it on here and there. There's my little tray I like to use once in a while because it keeps the paint separated, so nice and easy to, you know, squirt in. They clean out real easily. So put a little in there, put a little on your brush. Don't do too heavy, you know, unless you want it to look definitely like metal. I just wanted it to be a little here and there. But that's my style. So you run with your style on how much or little paint you want to put on it. Kind of dry brush it on. I believe I start with the silver on the bottom, the metallic silver on the bottom uh, after I did the white. So I dry brush it on. Again, thickness is up to you, the depth that you want to get from the paint. And then I go in with the gold metallic. Actually, it's a chocolate brown. The chocolate brown metallic over some of the silver areas, depending on how much I want it to be seen. And, you know, paint it to your liking. Yeah, it really turns out cute. Here I am finishing up with putting on the chocolate brown metallic paint on the top, you know, dabbing it here and there, making it more prevalent, or some of the silver here and there. And yeah, there's the finished product. Now we're ready to put it on the house. And that will conclude today. And here's our final product. Thanks for stopping by.